Welcome to the very first episode of Global Voices. I'm Gina Sherovska, a professor, consultant, and strategist specializing in brand development, digital communication, and marketing innovation. Over the years, I've worked with clients across the globe, helping organizations craft authentic brand stories, build meaningful connections with their audiences, and translate strategy into action. On this podcast, together with Alfredo, we will explore ideas, trends, and insights that bridge creativity, strategy, and real world impact. From data driven decisions to cultural new open boundaries, storytelling, and everything in between. Our focus today is on a topic that touches every marketeer, brand strategist, and business leader: customer loyalty. What really drives it, how it differs across cultures, and why some programs succeed while others fail. We'll share some examples, some lessons, and insights that can take back to your work immediately. So grab a cup of coffee, sit back, and let's dive in.
And I am Alfredo Passos, partner from Atelier Brasil, a marketing strategy company in São Paulo, Brazil. Gina, it's a great pleasure to be here with you. You've nailed why this matters. What works in Berlin often fails in São Paulo. Let's unpack that.
Not long ago, a client from Northern Europe told me, "We don't care about points, we care about privacy." And it happened just a few weeks later that I ran a workshop with a team from Latin America, and someone said almost the opposite. Privacy is important, but what makes me stay is feeling part of the community. So we have two regions and two truths. In Europe, loyalty is increasingly tied to data governance and trust. According to Cisco's 2024 Consumer Privacy Report, 81% of EU consumers say their trust in a brand increases when its data handling is clear. Add GDPR into the mix and you start to see a shift. Loyalty is no longer just emotional, it's structural. It's within the system, within the policies, and the transparency a brand can offer. So think about it. You can have the flashiest campaign, the biggest discounts, the most beautiful loyalty app, but if your customers don't trust you with their data, everything else crumbles. Trust becomes the foundation. And it's not just about compliance, it's about communication. How do you explain your policies? How do you show that you respect their choices and their privacy? These small, consistent actions build what I call a structural loyalty. Loyalty that doesn't whoopee when the market changes or when competitors offer a few more points or perks. Alfredo, I wanted to ask you from your experience and perspective in Latin America, how does this compare? Are loyalty drivers similar, or do you see a different set of priorities there?
This dichotomy runs deep, Gina. In Brazil and Latin America, loyalty is relational and not transactional. It's about long-term relationships. The Brazilian loyalty market is growing 16.9% annually, hitting $2 billion by this year. Here's what is interesting. 73% of Brazilians prefer cashback. But for us, cashback isn't just a discount. It's a thank you, a gesture that says we value. It reinforces the personal bond. European loyalty is built on institutional trust. I trust the system. Ours is interpersonal. I trust you. Both work, but they need completely different strategies.
That's actually fascinating. It really highlights how loyalty can be both structural and emotional, depending on the region. So, Europe leans towards trust in systems and transparency. Latin America leans towards trust in relationships and community. And in my opinion, I think that makes sense when you think about it. In Europe, there is a long history of regulations and privacy awareness. So people expect brands to follow the rules and be transparent. In Latin America, the social fabric, the personal connections, and shared experiences carry a lot of weight. This shows that loyalty is never one size fits all. It's deeply influenced by culture, history, and expectations. A concrete example comes from a mid sized German financial services provider that I studied. Retention rates were dropping, and consumers were concerned about how their data was being handled. Rather than throwing more discounts at the problem, the company made a bold choice. They rebuilt their loyalty program to be fully GDPR compliant and radically transparent. Every interaction clearly explained what data was being collected, how it was used, and what control the client had. Amazingly, the results were striking. Retention rates jumped 2.4 times. And it wasn't just because of the flashy perks of marketing gymnastics. The driver was trust. Clients felt respected, informed, and in control. That simple act of transparency changed behavior in a very measurable way. A second example comes from Coop, Denmark, a major Danish retailer. They didn't just comply with regulations, they reshaped their loyalty app around data ethics, letting customers manage their privacy preferences in real time. So customer satisfaction soared, and the app became one of the most widely used in Denmark. And it's a powerful reminder that loyalty isn't built with points or discounts alone. It's built with integrity, clear communication, and respect. And let me give a little extra context here. Imagine being a customer in these programs. In one scenario, every time you interact with a brand, you wonder, are they using my information responsibly? It creates friction, doubt, and a second thought. In the other scenario, every interaction is transparent, every choice is yours, and you feel empowered. The difference is not trivial, it's emotional, behavioral, and strategic all at once. And it works beyond Europe. I mean, the principle of trust as loyalty currency can be adapted anywhere as long as it is aligned with local culture and customer expectations. It's structural, measurable, and sustainable. In Latin America, what's the one thing European marketeers usually underestimate when it comes to loyalty? What do you think, Alfredo?
Let me share a perfect example. Magazine Luiza. They created participatory loyalty with their Magalu Indica program, where every day people become digital influencers earning commissions. But here's the cultural insight. It's not about the money, it's about social status. Not a wealth status, but being the trusted curator in your circle. In our collectivist culture, that social capital often matters more than discounts. Magalu did not just create salespeople, they empowered ambassadors with real social currency.
That really underlines the contrast. Europe is more system driven and Latin America is relationship driven. And it shows that a brand can't just push a loyalty program from one market to another without adapting to the cultural and social context. You need to understand what truly motivates people, not just what looks good on paper. As we wrap up, here's the core insight I want you to take away. Loyalty isn't something you can buy. It's earned slowly, deliberately, through respect, transparency, and clarity. It's very tempting to chase those flashy campaigns, those eye-catching promotions, and big discounts. But if customers don't trust how you handle their data, everything else is fragile. It's like sand slipping through your fingers. Because true loyalty isn't superficial, it's structural. It grows from the way you communicate with the audiences, the choices you make, and the respect you show to the people you serve. So pause for a moment and ask yourself, does this inspire trust? Does it honor the people I serve as a brand? If the answer is yes, you're not just on the right track, you're building something that will last.
So here is what Latin America really teaches us. Don't just create a loyalty program, create a community. Brands need to be loyal to their customers first, not just wait for loyalty in return. When companies truly care about their customer story, celebrate their wins, and show up during tough times, they are not just building loyalty, they are creating real human connections. And those connections, they last forever. Thank you very much, Gina, and everybody for being part of Global Voices. See you next time.
Thank you for joining us on Global Voices. We'll see you next time, and until then, build trust, nurture communities, and let loyalty follow naturally. Thank you.